These are from Tie Boss, and they make them in several different sizes, and they're basically tie-down straps. But they work much easier than your typical ratchet strap. And let me show you how quickly they work. Strap down your typical load. You're just going to hook up to wherever your tie-down points are, pull it, and let it go. Now what's happening here is when you pull this tight, if you've ever done any sailing, then you've probably seen these before. But basically, as you pull this, you see there's teeth in here, and they're kind of one way, and you can pull it even with the teeth in there and let it go. It's going to grab. Now if you pull it away like this and pull it, it's not going to grab till you just kind of lay it in there, and then it's going to grab by itself and keep that from backing up. Now if you want to really lock it down in place, you can pull it down here, put it over there, and that's going to lock it in place. But it's got those teeth that automatically grab as you cinch it and pull it close, and you can do that from several feet away. And to release it, you just pull it up, and then you can release it. And you'll see that I can pull from over here and still pull, and just bring it down close, and it's still going to grab. Now, rather than hooking to my eyelets on the trailer, I've got kind of some standoffs with some mule strap there, just so I can get this all in one picture without going too wide. But you see kind of what we're working with here. Now, let me point out something. Now, obviously, I could pull as tight as I wanted to and get that load tight, but something like this, we're holding down, but we're really not keeping any pressure. And all this is going to happen, our PVC is going to slide away. We're going to lose that load out of our truck or trailer. And actually, there's several ways to do this, and I'm going to show you a couple. I'm going to go ahead and hook up one side right here of the Tie Boss. And I'm going to use another, this could be an S-hook, this could be a carabiner. It could really be any type of hook that you wanted to. You could even use this without a hook, but this is probably the easiest way. But I'm going to give myself some slack and move this out of the way and get our lumber back on top of here. So this is those cases where you go and you've bought random pieces of lumber. You got the work truck packed with stuff. And you've just bought a bunch of random pieces of lumber, PVC. You know what we're talking about here. Now you do want to use a little bit of symmetry when putting your load together. So I've got a 2x6 there, got a 1x6 here, some 2x4s. So now we've got our rope underneath this load. And I'm going to bring this up, bring some more slack here. And I'm just going to put me, again, this could be any type of piece of hardware that could loop this together. Now I want to pull out my slack, let that cinch down. And now what I've done is I've now squeezed this load together, holding everything nice and tight. Yes, I could probably slide this if I wanted to, but there's still some friction there, and it's not going anywhere. And I could pull that a little tighter and lock that down. Now my load is not only tied together, but it's still tying it down or holding it down to the sheet goods as well. So that's a much better way of strapping up that random stuff to keep it from flying out, especially if I've got a couple of these down the length of that lumber. I'm locked in pretty good and it's not going anywhere. Now, if I really wanted to get some leverage on this, I'm going to take this out, give myself plenty of slack here. And now I want to take my hook from the end of my Tie Boss and hook it back to the Tie Boss. So now what I've done, I'm using that 2-to-1 power to put additional torque down on that load and strap this together where it's not going to go anywhere. And again, as long as I have a couple of those points down the trailer, this load is going to stay secure. It's going to stay held down, as well as not going to slide out the back. And again, additional security, lock it down under the lock lip, and you know it's not going to back out. Then we're ready to undo this load, pull up on it, and now we're nice and freed up. Now let's say you didn't have a carabiner, didn't have an S-hook, didn't have any additional hooks, that's still no problem. Give myself a little slack here, maybe even put some twists in it if I wanted to. Take my eyelet, go through this loop. Pull out my slack here. Cinch down my tie boss. It locks into place. And now my load is secure. So I've got it nice and tight here. All this has got friction against each other. Again, this PVC pipe, you could probably force it to slide if you want to, but there's enough friction there to hold it, especially as I mentioned, as long as we got a couple of these points down that length, you're not gonna have any issue with that sliding out. And again, if I wanted that 2-for-1 pulling power, I could pull the slack all the way through here, take the hook back over to my tie ball, cinch that down, and get even more torque against that load. But you can see how easy it is to release this, pull it up, and now my load is released. Pull it, lay it against the teeth, and it's going to automatically lock that in place. And if I want to really lock it down there, and I'm good to go. Now these are available in multiple colors. They're also available in 3/8 rope, like we have here, and they're available in 1/4 inch as well. So 1/4 inch rope as well as a smaller tie boss. These are made in the USA as well. I believe they are made in Ohio. The company is out of Ohio. And prices on these, I believe, are like, if I'm not mistaken, like $17 for the 1/4 inch and like $22 for the larger 3/8 inch. I believe if you purchase them on Amazon, you're going to pay probably $4 or $5 more. But on their website, I believe they're like 16 or 17 for the small and 22 or 23 for the larger 3/8. And when you get these, you will get both this hook here, which hooks to the actual tie boss, and very easy to do. Just put the open end here, work this around right there, and then that kind of locks into place. And then the S hook you're going to tie off to the other end. You're going to tie it off here, and it even tells you what type of knot to tie in it right here in the instructions. You can set one up in less than 1 minute. Here's a little closer up at the tie boss, and you'll see what I'm talking about these teeth right in there. And you can see they go one way, and I can pull with it all I want to, and then as soon as it pulls against, you can see it kind of self-locks. It actually pulls that rope into place. So again, I'm pulling right through it right there, but if I pull on this side, you'll see it'll just pull that deeper into the teeth, locking that into place. And again, if I want to securely lock it, just pull it down here and lock that in, and now tie that rope off, and my load is secure. And then you see we have a hole here as well as a hole here for actually hooking our hooks into, for binding these wherever you need. Not only is the tie boss great for strapping things down, it's also excellent for lifting. You can see I can just lift this out of the teeth. I can pull this box up. By the way, this box has about 40 pounds of equipment in it. It's got a saw, a drill, several batteries, some other odds and ends in there. So this is not empty whatsoever. And again, you can see I can pull this up, bring it in. It's going to lock itself in place, pull it away, pull it up some more, and I can keep it away and drop it down. Or I can just pull it up, lean it into itself, and it's going to automatically grab those teeth and hold that there. Now, if I want to double the pulling power, just like on the trailer a few minutes ago, give myself some slack, hook the hook back into the tie boss, and now I've got 2-to-1 power. So now I can just easily pull that up. And again, get that close, and it's going to pull itself into those teeth and hold there. Pull it away, drop it down, pull it back up, lean it in, and it's going to grab. And then bring it on in here to lock it. Now what this is excellent for, you got kayaks in your shop, you got a Jeep with a hard top, you want to pull off from time to time, and when it's sunny and nice out, you want to run that Jeep without the top on it. These are great for strapping things to top of your shop, top of your garage, whatever you need to do. Made in the USA and very simple to use.